Mr. DJ, Nicky Blackmarket. Mr. DJ, Nicky Blackmarket. Mr. DJ, Nicky Blackmarket. Mr. DJ, Nicky Blackmarket.
This is Scotty Ranks. When I'm anywhere in the world, I listen to Nicky Blackmarket and the Junglist. DB DJ, you know them a dead, you know them a dead. No for them a worry, no for them a worry, some of them a fret. Nicky Blackmarket of the stopper.
Blackmarket in the wicked bass line, same key for sing DJs all over the night. Blackmarket in the wicked bass line, same key for sing DJs all over the night.
Nicky Blackmarket, play my song. Draw my door plate, you a DJ down. Them sort of tune, they should have reached #1, yo. You know it's for my jungle list. Zoop, zoop. You're locked in to the original Jungle Don, Nicky Blackmarket. Mind the gap. Shadow.
Good afternoon, this is Johnny Osborne, the dancehall godfather. I represent the wickedest sound, the Blackmarket sound out of London city scene. Big up man like Nicky Blackmarket, Miss Osborne. Say that sound now. Rock. Run tune selector.
Evening, peeps. Back in once again. Special guest actually in the studio with me, not on the Zoom. The one and only DJ Profile. Old mate of mine. We're going to go back to back for an hour and then we're going to have a good old chit chat at the top of the hour at 7. Stacked Out Entertainment in conjunction with Sennheiser Innovation Nicky Blackmarket podcast. Kicking off proceedings, Something Come, little remix from Freeze and yours truly, Marvellous Kane. We'll read the shout outs in a little bit. Replicants 1995 Crossy remix. Big up to Mark Smith. How you doing, sir? Shout out to the Tony. Big up the Amber. Big up the Maria. Shout to the Sinead. Gloucester locked. Locked in, locked on. Shout to the Pablo G, how you doing, sir? Big up to Lisa. Big up to Darren. Nicky Blackmarket profile back to back. It's like the old days in the shop.
All the knowledge that has been handed down is stored now in their complicated brain cells. And so,
destroyed a couple of test bits for the label Octave.
gobble their brains raw.
Shout out to everyone in the chat room. Out to Karen Saunders. Out to Sight. Out to Joe Whitaker. Big up everyone in the Octave chat.
Shout out to the Scott.
The business.
Big up the Chris. Shout out to the Thomas. Shout out to the Leslie in the production room. The engine room, should I say.
Respect every time. Me one of the body soul boy in the business.
That's out your blood. Shut out your blood. That's out your blood. Shut out your blood.
Shout out to the Paddy and Steve. Gotta say, we was at the semi-final when we won, so no jinx there. We'll be talking about the football and everything at the top of the hour. The little podcast.
Roughest gonna from out the south part, and the boy as well for Jara going fast. Roughest gonna from out the south part.
Hold tight, Steve, yeah. Shout out to Kiri. Out to Alpha Sleep. Out to Mango Chris. Out to Neil Fuller. Send a shout out to Fat Man D. 360 Business. Myself, Nicky Blackmarket, doing a little back-to-back. Shout out to everyone locked in. Out to Amplify. Out to Stills, Pengo. Out to E-Tac. Felix. Send a shout out to Buster. Blazing. This weekend's been wicked out there.
Shout out to the Chris. There's going to be football talk going on as well. Got to big up the England team. Gone really, really far. I reckon this is the best team that we got. Shout out to the Chloe. Big up the Betty. Shout out to the Robert. Shout out to the Chloe. All starts from tomorrow. Catch me down at Dare 2 in Bristol. Monday night.
So many chat rooms going on here. I don't know. Out to G-Rum. Out to Mark Baker. Out to Gav Adams. All the Nicky Blackmarket fans.
to Nicola. Big up the DJ Grub. Shout to the Jonathan. Big up the Mark Baker. Don't forget 7 o'clock we're going to have the little chit chat. I'll tell you what, we got it on so many pages that we're trying to switch from page to page. Bear with us if we ever head out the page. Shout to the Millie. No, it's not Evian. Big up the Fat Man D, 360 fun. Big up to Michelle. Shout to the Lawrence. Big up to Mr. Smith. Shout to the Paul Gallagher. Big up to Yolanda. Shout to the Neil and all the forward crew. Don't forget at the top of the hour we're going to have a little chit chat. Myself and Profile. Go back a long way.
DJ, you know me a debt, no for them a worry, some of them a fret, me got this cover, to every DJ, them a be talk to me proper, me come a dance and me a go kill you with the lingua, can and cut it wrong, cause you full of a stamina, anyway me go down the roots and counter, one man me praise for the almighty Jaja give me strength and it give me the power, that's why I cut it ranking, full of a stamina, come a dance and me a go kill you with the lingua, follow me no mass it wrong, go no for your here, cut it ranking a boom, no for your here, cut it ranking a boom, 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 for your here, cut it ranking a boom, till you for your here, cut it ranking a boom, and me say, me rock a muffin a me international, looking like DJ me do partial, right and travel me got the credential, to every DJ them a be talk to me proper, say man a put it ranking, go go kill it with the lingua, till you put it ranking a full of a stamina, that chorus even to the junior, don't not drop a lar, me can't do a hurricane, don't a New Zealand and him up in a Canada, yes I put it rank, I go kill you with the culture, ram up every criminal, go rule the big man, and I put it rank and you act like a pepper, me and the kitchen, come from Shabba, I burn the gun, the gun,
Shout to the Slim Man. Foundation song.
One back and a bubble home, of cars we tough. If you like things rough, you like the buns. One back and a bubble home, of cars we tough. Some would fight clans, scheme against us.
Brand new remix. Top Buzz Living in Darkness. Coming on the Moon Dance album, look out for that.
Now we will love.
Blackmarket profile back to back. Like the old days. Like the old days in the shop.
Now come out without the license with them, don't pay a guy now.
On this. This one's called Percy. Look out for this guy. Dzień dobry. Techie one.
Ain't nobody praying for me, I don't give a fuck.
Eliminate sounds with our song.
Right, one more. We're gonna play one more.
Killing the sound.
And then we're gonna have a little chit chat.
This sound. Killing the sound more. With this sound. Taking some boys' lives. With this sound. Killing him softly. With this sound.
People, we don't say you sleepy, you know. Wake up on yourself, see?
Lock and loaded. Black markets on the other bodies around. Black markets on the other bodies in town. Black markets on the other bodies around. Black markets on the other bodies in town. Black markets on the other bodies around. Black markets on the other bodies in town. Black markets on the other bodies around. Black markets on the other.
Shout out to everyone locked in, locked on. Right, just let Puffo settle down in the comfy chair. I want to tell you a story.
From one place.
That proper,
Kingston, Jamaica.
that mastermind.
But now the music comes from Japan in the east to California in the west and throughout Europe, Bulgaria, the old Eastern Bloc to Russia across Europe. Allow me to play one.
I feel like I'm at a job interview.
Right. Where do we start? So yeah, this is a little different one, I suppose. Kind of similar how we did it with the Mayor of Bristol. Come in the comfy chair.
What a special chair.
Rather than on a Zoom. Much better like this. Right, Profile, thanks for coming up. You're in Bristol. You're in Bristol this weekend.
Yeah.
What did you do?
We had an event with my label Octave Recordings and Amplifier's label Gradient and Fatman D's Young Guns. It was like a
Wicked.
three-way combination. We're just trying to it was something, the last of the sit-down events. But
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
good fun last year.
That's it. I'm over at Dare 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah.
First stand-up one.
First
or
of 300.
stand-up.
First of 300 gigs this week, yeah?
A few, yeah. Right, let's take it back for people that don't know, where you're from, where you brought up.
I'm from Hackney, East London. Still there, still reside around there.
Right, basically come back there.
Come back there because it's cool and hipster now. And when I was growing up, it was kind of a not so cool place, but it was like kind of like Bristol, had a similar, like very cultural art, like a little bit. I don't know how to say it, but it was a bit of a rough area, But
back in the day.
Yeah. But some good people. Brocky was from around there. He literally lived across the road from me. MC Det was around there, lived from the corner from me as well. So good influences, I suppose.
Wicked. So, listening to when you were growing up, what were you listening to?
Growing up, I mean, in the household, it was always like reggae music from the
Tell us about your dad.
Early.
Tell us about your dad.
Well, my dad was like very heavily into music, and like he loved like old rocksteady reggae, like from the
Rhythm
60s,
and blues.
Rhythm and blues. Yeah. So he always had a massive influence. My mum was into like reggae as well. My older sister, was into like sort of the early Lovers Rock, 80s. I don't know what era that was.
Yeah, Lovers Rock, I suppose. Yeah.
And a bit of like the soul funk kind of thing. So like growing up listening to so much different music, just had a good musical influence.
And I hear your dad was a distributor, become a little bit of a distributor as well.
I wouldn't know if he was a distributor, but like he was in the Navy way back, like in the 50s or whatever, and he used to bring in records into like, because he used to work on the ship, he would go to like different places, because in those days it wasn't like, not everyone could just get on a plane and travel. So he used to bring in the records from the ships and distribute them to like different record shops in the early like 70s, I think it was.
That's a foundation right there, that is.
So,
yeah. Wicked. So when you're growing up there, what would you say musical interest? A bit of everything, really.
Well, into the reggae, I was into reggae, like the dancehall reggae, and then going to school, because I went to school in East London, in Bethnal Green. A lot of the guys are into like hardcore and the early drum and bass. So I kind of picked up like the music from there, really, from school, from friends at school. Checking out the early pirate radio stations, like yourself, and like what's the early guys, like Brain Killers and like Brocky and Trace, and there's so many DJs back then.
When did you decide that was it? This is for me.
What, the music?
When do you think it really went bang? This is for me. This is what I really want to do.
Probably like going out in the jungle era, probably. Like, but to be fair, I went to a few raves. Early, we used to go to like local. What was the local events been?
Labyrinth.
Yep.
Then
I used to go to, because there was a lot of raves in the West End. Those times.
Right. Yeah.
And then you had like what was the one in Central London? The Jungle VIP.
London something.
Yeah. Because they were all based all over London, and we used to just go to all the raves. So just going to the raves, I just picked it up really, and then the DJing, I kind of thought I'd give it a go, just practicing, because I had decks. My dad had turntables.
What decks did he have?
He bought Techniques. I had 1210s. He bought 1210s, but
the original silver 1210s.
Yeah.
1200s.
1200s, I think they were. So I didn't have a mixer. We just had the decks, what he would play the tunes on, and I used to just practice like on the amp and like practice the mixing without a mixer.
I think that's how we all started in the early days.
Yeah,
I think
that was the hardcore mixing. You know what I mean? And then starting off, I used to buy tunes because I got into it and then was buying tunes in Hackney. There's a shop in Wired for Sound. I can't think it's called Wired for Sound.
That's right, yeah.
In Hackney. And that's where Brocky used to go and get all his promos and whatever. But me and Brocky never really knew each other. Even though we lived in the same area, we never really started speaking till later on. But I always had to ask people, where's the place to go and buy records? Because it was all right going Wired for Sound, but they didn't have everything there. So and then people saying like Blackmarket Records and the other one in Soho. What's the other shop in
Unity?
Unity Records, yeah, Unity Records.
Yeah.
That's the two. Everyone's
Pedro and
that's the two. So I started going to Unity.
Nicky,
Well, I go Unity.
Tony.
Yeah, so we do the run like Unity, and then we used to go all over. Really, we used to travel all over like London because everyone had. At the time, there was DJs working in those different shops.
That's right, yeah.
So everyone had a kind of exclusive track that you had to go
little niche,
so
label,
So like, if you wanted like a lucky spin, you'd have to go Lucky Spin for like Def Recordings stuff. Then like yourself, you'd have to go for like Ray's like Dread stuff. Then you go like Unity for like Smoking Joe's like little when he was working there. So everyone that you had to go to like,
smoking label.
you had to go to different shops to pick up all the exclusives and stuff. So it was fun, the record shopping times, like go with your mates on a Saturday and just go all around. And
when did you first come in the shop?
Probably 95.
94, 95.
95, yeah, like late 94, 95.
Yeah.
I used to be like just coming
on the road and we used to
and then we
hit
used
the
to
road.
Chat, then we chat and I'll be like, you'd be like, oh, where are you playing tonight? You'd be like, yeah, Labyrinth. I'm like, oh, I live around there. I'll pop in and come and see you play and stuff. And the next minute you bring me like,
I'm bringing you everywhere.
I'm playing somewhere else. Just jump in the car and then we're going somewhere else. I'm like, where are we going? They never got back till like 8 o'clock in the morning.
The next
like,
day.
yeah,
wicked. Oh mate, yeah, those were the days we used to go in Marco's Anglia, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was before.
I think you was driving. Before you was driving.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So when did you, if you can remember, when did you have your first paid gig? Can you remember that?
It was probably, you know what? I think the first gig was
first paid gig.
The first paid gig was actually Jungle Mania at the Island,
Ilford.
Yeah.
What a venue.
So I've done loads of like little small house parties and whatever, but then at that time, that's when I was working in the shop, and I got myself a little slot on Call FM, like graveyard shift, 3 a.m. Never used
it all starts.
Never used to think it was like big because I'm thinking who's going to be listening to pirate radio at 3 a.m. But you always
that's
used to
how
get,
it all starts.
You always used to get
big up Eastman, big up Susie G.
Yeah, big up Eastman, big up Susie G. Like you never used to have like what we got now, the streams or nothing like that. So there was only pirate radio, and people used to go to the raves, and when they'd leave the rave, because I used to do 3 to 5, like the last hour, a lot of people would leave the raves roughly around 4 and drive home, but then they would lock in going home from the raves, and that's where a lot of people be like, the next week I'll go out to a rave, and people are like, yeah, your show was wicked.
The radio back in the day, it was really detrimental to all of this.
Yeah.
So
very
important.
Yeah, very
so
important.
Yeah. So important. That's where you'd hear this.
Yeah.
That's where you'd hear it all.
I mean, it's a lot different now because everyone's got the social medias to push themselves, but you had to go through the channels to get into position, and everyone was in a position. Like, so you start off a pirate, but you wouldn't get a main slot until you built yourself and your followers. You had to build your followers up to the to get the main slot, the main times. The main time was always Super Sunday. I think it was yourself, Mampy Swift, Brocky, Brian G. Who else was on the Sunday? It was like the Super Sunday was all the big DJs. And then I'd be like Saturday night going into Sunday morning, or Sunday daytime, 3 o'clock. That's where I started. Then I kind of like built my way up until I got the Super Sunday slot, which was like years later.
And that's what you had to do. You had to.
Yeah, it took me a few years to get to. I think I'd started there. Then I had an opportunity to go on Rinse FM, the early version of Rinse, before they started playing all the mix. Everyone was playing drum and bass those times, so got a Rinse with Wiley and Trend. That's how I met Trend.
Big up Trent.
R.I.P. Yeah, and Wiley and Target and all those guys that play grime now and Pay You Go and with Genius as well, who runs Ritz FM.
Yep. Big up Genius.
So I went there, we built a little name on there, and then I went back to Cool, and then them guys kind of started their little grime, early version of grime, and I kind of went back to Cool. So that was like that little group, and then when I came back, I had a good slot. I think it was like 9 till 11 or something on a Sunday, or 11 to 1, I can't remember.
So fast forward now. You're in the 360.
Yeah.
Myself and Fat Man D.
Yeah, that started how long ago? 3 years ago. With the pandemic, it's like it's made me forget years.
We've forgot a year somewhere.
Yeah, some years.
Even more than a year.
2018, I think we started it. We started that 2018. So I mean, we've always worked together, and we've always done projects, and we've always had doing different things. But we thought it was good to start that as a sort of a project where we could unify the music because I'm known to play more jump up dance floor, a bit more techie, and you're like more jungle jump up.
Yeah, because I mean, we've always been into that kind of techie sound with like the hardware, Renegade hardware.
Yeah.
I remember you cutting loads of the hardware stuff.
Yeah. Back in the day, yeah. Big up Clayton, all the hardware massive. Yeah, I was more into that techie side of it, which is funny now because everyone thinks was just purely into jump up, but I was always more into the heavier side of it. But
and the label Octave, tell us about that.
Yeah, I started it with Brocky. What were you now? Probably about 2013, 2014. I was kind of helping Brocky with his label. And then I said to him, look, I've got loads of music. I just wanted a platform to release my stuff at the time. Because I was releasing with smaller labels at the time, but I wanted something, just in case a label wouldn't take one of my tunes, I just wanted to put it out. So I just had a platform for myself. So I started it with Brocky, because I didn't have the connection.
What number are you on to now?
I think we ain't even got to 30 yet, because I do take a while to release stuff, but I think 28 now is the next one.
You're going to see possibly a little vinyl release somewhere along the line?
Maybe with the remixes. I've got some remixes coming of some of the tracks that have come
picture
out.
disc, something like that?
Yeah, maybe for the 30th one or something. So I've got some remixes from a few people. I can't say yet because they're, but a few remixes of some of the classic Octave tracks. And maybe do a limited vinyl run for the 30th one. But yeah, just started it to just kind of put out my own stuff.
A question that I forgot about to put to you. What would you have done if you weren't doing this now, or what were you looking at about doing if you weren't doing this?
Probably. I don't even know. You know what? I was into computers and computer programming, so I probably would have gone something on that route, like IT, some sort of IT job. Yeah, because I was.
Did you not have something at the bank at one point?
Yeah, I worked at the Bank of Scotland for a while in my many jobs that I had, and I was into IT stuff. I'm still into it, but not in as depth as I was back then. But it probably would have been something like IT based. Yeah, probably IT. Yeah.
Okay, so right. Best place that you've played could be anywhere in the world. Best place or best experience on the decks, or just a lovely country, or
a couple of places. Well, Canada. The early days of Toronto were brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd say
big up the 1812 crew.
Yeah, 2000 from 2003 to 12. That period of Toronto was when drum and bass was massive, in Toronto. That was had some brilliant times there, brilliant show. I think I played with you a few times in.
Yep, we were going over on the rigs.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that 360 tour we had recently, that's one of the best America trips I've had, because I've always had loads of America tours and stuff, but I think I usually do it on my own, and then I always meet up with people in different states. But to have someone traveling with you throughout the tour made it really good tour, and I've never done Puerto Rico before, so that was an experience.
Oh, that was a different experience. Shout to the Fat Man.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was a big experience.
Yeah,
and I've had loads of like European gigs. France, Paris was good. Jump up.
Yeah.
Thing in Paris, that was brilliant. They used to have the little
the boats.
Yeah, the boat on a
regatta.
Monday or something. It was like
it was a Wednesday. I think it was
Wednesday.
a Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday night. Like crazy. Like you think on Wednesday, who's gonna be go there?
Big up Oranjo.
Yeah, crazy times. In Paris and then Belgium's like my second home. Like pick up all the
So if
promoters.
you had to pick one, the best experience at a gig, what would it have been? One of them.
Experiences, I don't know. Like, I think it's probably more in the modern times of now I produce, seeing the reaction to a song that like, I've written. That.
So where are we saying? One place.
Probably like, you know what? A good experience, and I've put it on my socials. There's the first time I made that track. We called it. We didn't even have a name for it. We just put anything on the. We literally just made something. Like, let's make this tune. Me and Tesson was just sitting in a hotel room.
Oh yeah.
We made this track. It's called Defender now, but at the time we didn't have a name for it. We just literally banged it up in a hotel. So we needed, because we was doing a back-to-back set, and we said let's just make something for the intro, like. So we made it, and the reaction was so crazy. Like people going, going off the wall, and then you was like, "Oh, what's that tune? I gave it to you, and then you played it somewhere, and then it went all viral and all over the internet." So like, yeah, that was a pretty mad experience.
Worst place or worst experience that you've had?
I've always got. I think I told you this story a million times. A place in Germany, and it was called. The place was called Riders. Like, so it was me, Darren J. I can't remember who else was on that trip. I don't know. It was like early 2000s or something like that. And we'd all gone to the gig. This is like, I think we're still playing vinyl them times. So it must have been like early 2000s or whatever. Yeah. And we got in the club. We got to the hotel. It looked like something from like Psycho, the film. Like when we got to the hotel, it was like, what's this? Like, he goes, "No, this is the hotel." We're like, "Okay, you know, you just have to get on with it." Get in the hotel. Hotel's not great. Then they go, "Right, we've got to go to the gig." They picked us up. This woman picked us up in this car, this small little, I don't even know what car it was. Me and Darren sitting in the car. We hadn't eaten because there was no food in the hotel. We'd like...
So you'd gone over there, you haven't had dinner.
No dinner.
You're not feeling great.
Yeah, not feeling great. But in a bit of a mood. And then... they were right.
What happened about dinner then?
Then even goes, "Oh, we'll get you some food later," or there's, you know, the usual ones like, "Oh, there's food at the club. We'll get you some food at the club." I think it was something like that. So we're in the car now, and we're driving, and we pull up outside. This looks like a strip club or something like that. So like, I'm sitting in the back of the car thinking, "Oh, we must be picking up someone else, like to go to the club." Then they're like, "No, this is the club." Like, what? What's this? We're going there. It's a bikers, because it's called Riders. It's a bikers, like, you know, like
bikers club.
Yeah, like Hell's Angels and proper bikers. Like, go in there. There's all these bikers in there. Like, we're thinking, what is this? Like, and then like they just weren't into the music. It was like there was techno in the other room, and they had us in there. There was hardly any people on the dance floor. We just had to just do the gig though. It was like, it was the worst experience.
Just had to go through the motions, basically.
And then there was no food. They promised us food. There was no food there. Like, and it was so hungry. I think me and Darren had to fight for one sausage roll in the fucking petrol station on the way back. I was like, oh mate, that was the worst experience.
Don't forget them ones, do you?
Nah,
really?
that one will always.
Yeah.
I've had some like ones where you go, the dance is empty, but you just get on with it. Like,
go through the motions.
You just go through the motions, whatever. But that one will always stick out, because it's like you've travelled so far for a really awful gig. And that one, because usually the abroad ones are always, they're hit and miss, but 9 times out of 10 they're good experiences. But that was one of the worst, definitely.
So, best actual venue in this country, what would you say? Past and present.
Venue.
The actual venue.
What, that I've played at?
Yeah, that you felt that you felt so comfortable with. Venue in this country.
Always the early days of Fabric, I think, when Fabric kind of like, not first open, but right up till before their closure. when they had to close for the licensing. So like 10, 12, that right up every week. Like anytime I played there, it was always a banging. But I've played there recently after, and it's not been as...
It's not the same.
Not the same.
Quite the same.
Not quite the same. I've done it because the ownership's different and the sound is different and the energy. They've changed a few things for the licensing, so it's giving it a bit of a like funny energy. But hopefully on this return, they would have sorted those little teething problems because there's a few things there again. So hopefully they sort that out. But other than that, there's been so many venues that have come and gone in UK.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, you just kind of think, oh yeah, that one, and then 10 years later you forget, like, because
Not
they
there
used to
anymore.
be, Birmingham used to have loads of venues like those. What was that one? The big not Hacienda, that's Manchester. The big Cream or whatever, them kind of clubs that they had in Birmingham.
The super clubs.
The super clubs, and then they all went. So it was like, but now it's like the warehouse style venue. So for me, it's always important is the sound. I don't really care what the venue looks like. So the sound is banging.
Even, I mean, it's great to have great lighting, but when you've got the sound is when the sound is banging, people are going to feel it.
Yeah,
people are going to feel the sound.
You feel the energy. You play a better set, and it reflects onto the crowd as well. So definitely anything with good sound, really.
Best favourite beverage when you're on the decks?
Water.
Evian?
Yeah, Evian, definitely.
Yeah, definitely water. Yeah, not
water,
alcoholic beverage.
Lately, I've been drinking a few beers, but I think before, because the driving we do, a lot of driving, you just have to kind of just try and keep your energy levels up, and so a lot of water. The story with the Red Bulls back in the day with Pro Plus, but like just try and stick to water now.
We won't say that story.
Yeah, it's a bad story, but just kind of water's like when I've got like a lot of driving to do, I'll kind of tend to.
Let's go on a little bit of a tangent now. Let's put that pause for a minute. Just remembered about the football. We went to the football last week.
Yeah,
and we went to the semi-final. You and me went to the semi-final, and we went to the final, and we basically risked it for a biscuit.
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing people say to us, "Oh, you lucky beep," but we risked it for a biscuit. So we basically got the tickets
before the
Germany game.
Yeah.
So we got the tickets before. So we might not even been in it.
Yeah.
So to actually,
as I said to you on the phone, what if we lose tonight? What if we're going to lose? And we're going to spend this money, and then we're going to have to watch Ukraine versus someone else. So it's like, what should we do? Should I just pick it? Should I just go?
We risked it for a biscuit, but I think
it was worth it.
Both of them were just unbelievable atmospheres. It
made the England games more interesting. Everyone were like, right, we'll watch this one tonight. Hope they win, and then they won, and it was like they're getting closer to it, and then they got.
And then when we actually got to the semi-final, it was like, I can only describe it as Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, Carnival. All these things rolled into one.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows what it would have been like if we actually won it.
Oh, it would have been crazy.
Atmosphere is just out of this world. I mean, it was out of this world until we lost.
Yeah.
But then, you got to big the team up and big up Gareth Southgate.
I think the expectations as well, because I mean we've been to a lot of England games away. We've been to,
but that's it. We've been all over the world. Yeah. We've been all over the world.
2 or 3 Euros, and the disappointment all the time, not even getting out of the first.
Yeah, I think this team. I think this team's probably the best that we've had. Because when England won it in '66, they were a lot older by that point.
Yeah.
This is a very, very young team.
Yeah. They've got time, and I think even more players will come. Because there's a lot of new players again that they still never picked.
Yeah.
So, I think we can only get better. I mean, every time we've got to further and further and further. So hopefully in the World Cup they can actually.
Well, I mean, think about it. So Gareth Southgate is taking us. Last time he took us to the semi-final in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now he's taking us to the final of a major tournament, the European. Hopefully next will be the World Cup. Bring on the World Cup.
Yeah, hopefully. It's coming home again.
It's coming home. It will be. So, collabs with who you'd like to do with, or that you've done with, or that you would most like to do with anybody?
Well, you know what? Like I put those questions on my social media, and always like, who do you think I should collab with? And
But no. Who do you would like?
no,
most?
but everyone that I wanted to collab with, it's kind of happened
Brilliant.
in the last
Wicked.
6 months. So, like, the only one left is probably Voltage. But someone said about a remix, and I'm doing a remix for him. I don't know what yet. Well, he's kind of told me what it is, but we have to try and arrange that. So I'm doing a remix for him, and I'm doing a remix for Upgrade. But I've done a collab with Upgrade as well. Recently, done some work with Hazard. We're doing a little project as well, so that should be interesting. I'm not sure because I've been asked by a lot of producers to get on some. It's just like a long list, so it's just picking the right one and picking the right time to do it as well as like try and do my own stuff and
Just trying to fit everything in, especially when you might not have the time to.
Yeah, it's the time, and obviously we're going back to the gigs now, so it will be even harder. So
yeah,
I managed to get a lot done in the lockdown in terms of music. And
what did you do in the lockdown? What did you do?
Well, I've done a few remixes. I've done the remix for your project, that Superhero with Sub Killers. You've
done streams.
Dub pack. I've done a few streams. We've got another dub pack coming. Me and Sub Killers. I think the pre-order is going to be from Monday. I haven't even given you the tunes or nothing yet. I'm literally just getting it all together now. So we're going to try and wrap that up and get that out for the beginning of August. And then I've got a few releases, but I keep changing them. Like I want to put out this date, and then I'm moving it. And so I've got the one with Replicant that you've been playing, the one that everyone's been after me for that one. Get a red hot one. Yeah. So that one, I'm probably going to do another track and then put that as a single on Octave. Got one with Amplify and Master Error. That First Rule one. That one's been in demand as well. So we're probably going to get another track done. We've worked on 2 other tracks, but we're just, you're playing to see what works best to put that as a single. I've got the EP for Fat Man D with Sub Killers. That no release date as yet, but that's probably the quickest one.
Quickest time you've done a tune in?
Quickest times, probably that's been a big tune.
Caught a vibe and you just boom. Quickest time?
Probably 2 hours. And that,
you caught the vibe and that was it.
I've caught it, just run with it. I can't remember what tune it is. It was one on a Create dub pack. Well, not dub pack, their dub club thing. One that you played, Flying Saucer. Yeah, I think that took me 2 hours. Wow. Yeah. That was weird because I was so stuck. I was trying to make a tune, and at the time I think I was speaking to Hazel Guy, and I just played in the riff, and I was like, "What do you think of this?" And he goes, "That sounds sick." So I goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna run with it," and then I just ran with it, and then that was that. Really, 2 hours.
Wicked.
So yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like the writing is 2 hours, and then I'll spend about 6 months just keep going back into it and changing things so the tune could either really change or it stays the same and just fix the mix down. Like the New Life, that was the perfect example of a tune.
Change it.
You kept playing it. I was like, don't play that version anymore because it's completely different. And then New Life is the big one that Brocky plays a lot of. And the one you got is completely different tune. Do you know what I mean? So
crazy. So last but not least, I'm gonna say a silly question now. Would you rather fly like a bird or swim in the ocean like a dolphin?
Flying or swim. I don't really like water, so I'll probably fly.
Fly like a bird.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Always on a plane, so yeah.
There you go. Wicked. Profile. Wicked.
Thanks for having me. It's been a bit different. We chat all the time, but to have the interviews.
Like this. Yeah. Wicked. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Lovely.